Yo, what's up? It's our favorite guy, Milo!
It was a setup. I was marked.
How much Skrillex do you think this guy listens to?
0. I don't think he's even hard enough to listen to Skrillex.
I don't know. I feel like a lot of people who are extremely soft also listen to a lot of Skrillex.
That's fair. And he's a big tech guy, right?
Not much.
He probably loves that Skrillex works out of a computer. Do you think he also liked Skrillex's Screamo band from before he became Skrillex?
Screamix?
Probably not.
Okay.
Honestly.
Well, now that's too hard for him.
Yeah, exactly. Then it gets a little bit over the line.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. This is a chiptunes enjoyer.
Oh yeah, he absolutely is a chiptunes enjoyer.
I only listen to video game music.
He fucking pulls out an Amiga, puts in a floppy disk, and that's his party music for the next 2 hours.
And that's just the loading noise.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, I only like intellectual bands like Machine Supremacy. Have you ever heard them? You should really try them out. They're really different.
I'd try Hong Kong.
Also, I just now noticed that he has the PlayStation 2 hand syndrome where his ring finger and middle finger are one finger.
Yeah, you know.
Like he's one of the fucking Jar Jar Binks people from Star Wars.
Right, he's only got 4 fingers.
They're called Gungans. Read
Sorry.
a fucking book.
Sorry about him, Ruby. I don't know what...
Anyways, welcome back to China as well.
I just love the concept of, well, I mean, we already have the assets for the Hong Kong apartment. Why doesn't Ruby go back there?
Why
Yeah.
the fuck is there a supernova inside this guy's fridge?
I don't know. I also don't know why he pulled out, like, I don't know, a carton of ice cream and threw it in the sink.
Distribute worldwide. So
It just seems very wasteful.
Man, I'm gonna miss Milo. He's totally the kind of guy who would have, like, soft boy in his Twitter bio.
Right. That's why I won't miss him.
He needed a way to ensure they were handled the way he wanted. So he got Jun Li. With their combined...
This guy looks like
Pelham can-
a modern, like, movie adaptation of Super Mario.
Officials, everything.
That would be cool.
They do what they want.
I mean, maybe that's what they'll do for the Super Mario movie, right? Is they'll go even more live action than before.
Right. I think it's time for a Chinese Super Mario.
They don't mess around, Ruby.
I could support
Part of
it.
the reason the Tiger Claw is able to handle anyone not in their back pocket.
Where do I find Pelham?
That's the one thing I don't know. But since Jun Li hasn't made his harbor visits a secret, the old ice factory in the Hong Kong harbor might be a good place to start. Ruby, be careful. These men are dangerous.
One of them is the oldest man you've ever seen, and one of them is a cartoon Englishman. You can't possibly face off against them.
Ruby, there is a 6th rat boy.
Nothing.
Look, we need to talk.
Go ahead. Talk all you want.
Gee, listen to me.
I switched over to PlayStation. I'm sorry.
Whatever that fake Denpa de Go game is going on that screen, I'm interested in it.
Oh, God, why isn't Bethesda doing that?
We could only be so lucky. Alright, so last time we talked about a move. It was the slash off of like a wall, and how it basically doesn't come up. This level feels uniquely built for you to take advantage of it with moments like this. One issue though is sometimes it doesn't just kill a guy. So you might think, what's the point of it? And you're right.
I was just about to say that, like, oh, nice. Like, you see in video games quite often that they introduce a skill or a weapon or whatever and don't actually give you any reason to use it. But
This is one step
if
beyond.
it's fucking worthless anyway, then...
Yeah, I don't know, it has better moments, even in this level. Also, love the acrobatics
Wow.
on this. Ruby's incredible. I also like that this, like, ice harbor, whatever they've got here, they've got it set up. Clearly they're still in here. It's set up like it's like a startup being built out of, like, a place that they're renting, right? Like, they could leave immediately if needed.
Yeah, this is a WeWork.
I think this is also exactly what it looked like when, like, Steve Jobs worked out of his garage, right? It's just, like, one desk and an ominous blood splatter in the back, too.
I think in the cut commentary versions of these videos, you should cut our commentary during every loading screen also.
Right. Anyways, this is the Crash Bandicoot section of the game. Except instead of a rock, it's an explosion.
What's like the funny death animation you get when you like get exploded like that?
You ragdoll, you know.
Oh,
Whoop.
she was practicing.
Yeah. She's like, just in case I die. Yeah, this is another one of those levels where I feel like you can tell it's very clearly built for like a specific path to go through, and it's just not quite, it doesn't quite like display exactly what it wants you to do enough to pull that off every time.
I mean, I feel that it's just an issue in general with like a lot of like level graphics for this generation.
Yeah, I think that this generation, and even kind of going into modern games, is like, it's this weird, like, character versus, like, playability conversation that they're having all the time. So you'll see a lot more that I just turn on the button that shows me where all of the grabbable ledges are.
Yeah. And I mean, now people have solved that by just giving you a line to climb through.
Right. Yeah, now they just, like, forget to make a level, and it's just a corridor that you walk through.
Right.
And you know what? I appreciate that, too.
Nowadays, like, you put the disc in, and after, like, the 3-hour download, it just plays a 20-hour movie for you.
Right. No, you're just thinking of a Blu-ray.
Oh, shit.
I think you've just been buying movies instead of video games.
But everybody was talking about the new Better Call Saul game.
And it came out in seasons like Telltale. I thought they were back.
Yeah.
Wow, 20 hours of one movie, what is that, like half of one Italian neorealist movie?
Yeah, that's also the length of, I think, one of the extended Lord of the Rings movies.
They still couldn't fit in Tom Bombadil, though.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
The greats of cinema. Disuka, Peter Jackson.
Look, you know, it's a name on everyone's lips when they have to talk about the finest cinema makers.
I'm watching The Hobbit and pulling all of my most intellectual poses while doing it.
Well, whenever I watch The Hobbit, I point at it like the Wojak.
Right?
Oh yeah, you do? You
Yep.
point at
Yep.
it and go, these movies should have gotten an Oscar.
You're like, people were unfair to this.
Yeah?
There were 5 armies in this, which means it should have gotten 5 Emmys. That's the award for movies, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just for those 20-hour ones Jay watches.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Right, also known as TV. Look, I was worried that someone was going to pop up and shoot that while I walked by, so I was like, I gotta get rid of this.
That was Ruby's little jubilation for The Hobbit winning the Oscars.
Right, that's how we celebrate here. See, now that was a good shot. That one actually worked out. I think it's because the previous one, I think, was trying to target an enemy that, like, hadn't loaded in yet, or, like, one of the boxes that was in one of the levels, and not actually the guy.
Ruby actually saw a mosquito.
And you know, she got it, so props to her. This is also another one of the levels where the, like, silence just feels, like, deafening, I feel.
I felt how silent it was like a while ago, and it is only getting worse.
Yeah.
I just love, like, y'all shooting, like, by each other, but not quite at each other. It's very good.
No, that's for drama reasons. Mm-hmm. You know.
Yeah, that was a warning.
Exactly. It's like, here's your chance to not be here, and if you're still here by the time I get off this wire, you're fucked.
Oh, this is the bridge from Sekiro where you fight the knight.
Well, not anymore.
No, this is... You just gotta knock him out.
Oh, okay. But yeah, so this part puts you in permanent slow-mo.
Oh, I thought the frame rate just died.
No, it's intentional. I guess probably so that you have more time to react to whatever happens.
I think it's probably like it's intentional slow-mo, but it's like a cave shmup, like when you beat a boss.
Right. It's intentional, but also it's to hide the fact that this is too many particles.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, everything looks good here. I couldn't find the ladder. I'm not gonna lie
I was
to you
about
guys.
to say, finally there's music, but there's nothing happening.
Yeah, now something's happening. Don't worry, there are more guys.
Yeah, Chirps is just too good for alcohol now. I
Oh
see
my
how it
god.
is.
They should play the Snake Eater song in reverse for this ladder.
And faster. It's like twice as fast.
Nah, not that much faster.
Okay, well, fair enough. Well, if we weren't in slow-mo, it should have dynamic music where it's slower when you're doing bullet time.
Oh, okay.
That sounds like the worst thing, actually, for any game like this. Like if Max Payne did it, like if Stranglehold did it.
I think Burnout did something like that, like Burnout 3 or something.
Okay.
It was pretty good there.
I guess Burnout, you're spending less time doing it, right?
You know, I feel in games like this, when you descend down a ladder like that, it should play the Disturbed ooh,
Oh, yeah. That would be good.
Yeah.
That's the sound I would be making if I was doing that down a ladder.
Yeah, because I'd be getting chafed constantly.
Yeah.
But it has to be cut so that he does the sound for the entire length of the ladder climb.
Right. It also slows down as you go into bullet
Just
time.
becomes raspier and raspier the more he tries to do it.
Right. It's actually him, he has to, like, hold his breath the whole time, right? He's, like, actually doing it, diegetically.
Right.
Man, you know, we're talking about this guy now. He is indeed disturbed, I'll say that much.
It's true. That man, he's getting down with the sickness, just like we go down the ladder. Think about it.
We're going through a door, Chorps.
No, you're right. Anyways, welcome to the ice part of the ice factory. This is where physics is king.
Wait, did she just say, did I do that?
Yeah.
She did.
Oh man, I wish she yelled more, sitcom catchphrases.
I do appreciate that the moment she started saying that sentence, she just immediately got whacked in the fucking head as penance.
I definitely think Ruby, you know, could use what are you talking about, Willis?
Right. It feels appropriate, like, you know, like, who's the boss, right?
Oh man, some Uncle Joey from Full House, where she's like, "Cut it out," and then she does the Popeye impression.
I was gonna say, then she, like, bisects someone with her katana. Yeah, welcome to the also the classic Ice Factory infinite spawning room. So this one has a rat boy in it. I think that at this point I'm just willing to consider all minigun enemies rat boys.
In all video games.
I don't
in
know.
all
There
video
are
games at
several
this point.
calibers. There was another minigun enemy earlier when you also had a minigun. That wasn't. It was a different thing.
That was a mouse boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The entry animation has to be there for it to be a rat boy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess then this isn't a rat boy.
I feel like the threat, like when you have a minigun, like he's not a threat.
Sure. But, yeah, this one just hides behind the ice and starts shooting you as soon as the level starts. You have to take a very specific route to avoid him. And then he has the longest walk to his, QTE death in this entire game.
Oh no, I'm dying!
And you just have to let him do this. You can't kill him until the little X pops up above his head.
And he pushes you out of the way.
Yeah.
You know, a rat boy here had a lot to think about, you know?
Right. You didn't see, but he also, like Milo, has a Bluetooth headset in so that he can, like, contact, like, his next of kin to let them know that who gets the minigun, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like this has been the same minigun passed down from rat boy to rat boy.
Right. It's a ceremonial title, right? I mean, that's the thing about, like, mafia-style families like this, right, is, like, you know, you feel like family, and so everything goes to your next of kin who takes on your title.
The Prince of Wales rat boy.
The Mafia is a lot like Olive Garden.
It's true. When you're here, you're family. Also, free breadsticks.
That's why it's so appealing.
Yeah, that's why the Italians love it. The mafia, I mean. Yeah, that was pretty brutal, Ruby.
Fucked up, Ruby. How do you live with yourself?
Yeah. So yeah, this is the most elaborate, I think, a traversal has had to be to get to one of these. And this isn't even the door that exits you out of the level.
Oh, it's just one of many.
Yeah. Anyways, there's one enemy left. Where was he? That's right, he got stuck in the ice.
I'm glad he's in there. We're out here.
Thanks.
Before recording, Chorps told us not to make any topical references, so I'm just referencing things that are at least 18 years old.
Thank you. I appreciate that. If we could keep that up, that'd be great. Anyways, I can't fit through these 2 ice blocks.
Oh no.
Despite having physics, they only swing on one axis. So I was very scared that that monkey was going to die of hypothermia. Thankfully, everything's okay.
Thank God you were able to crush him beneath your boot.
Yeah. So, very worried that I was going to slide into the hull. So, there's a ledge here that you can use. Basically invisible. This is the other good thing that the jump slash does for you, is that on those holes where maybe you don't recognize that there's another way around, if you wall jump, or if you wall ride far enough, you can just, like, slash into the guy, and it will get you just far enough to hit him.
Oh, now this is like one of those challenge runs, like, oh, can you beat wet without climbing ledges?
Right, and no, but you could ignore that exact ledge. That's one of the ones where you would have to, like, shimmy across it. Which also just isn't as fun and slower and is less exciting than potentially ruining a run by having to do this stupid jump.
God, I love the deadly premonition noise so much.
The whole intro to this is so much fun.
I like that the exact same thing happens every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, one guy, one hallway. It's never going to end up good. But no one's there to, like, figure out how it happens, so, like, they can't warn about Ruby.
It's like, if you see Ruby in a hallway, don't come at her with a baseball bat or other blunt object.
Right. Or at least make sure there's a second one of you. So this one's more of just, like, an arena.
This is the least legible arena that has been so far. This is a fucking mess.
Yeah, but you don't really have to traverse it. Like, we're already at the end of the level. That door in the background is just it. So, basically, you're just, like, given free reign to, I guess if you want, really rack up your chain kill meter and get bonus points. But, you know, I got enough. 19's enough for me.
That is very funny. That would be like if Dante entered Devil Trigger to go through a save room. Oh, for a second I thought that the audio just completely crapped out.
No. This game is very good at tricking you into thinking that things are going wrong when they're going exactly as planned.
Yeah, just like, it's representative of Ruby's entire journey so far.
That's right. She's coming down from the bloodlust high that she had.
Whoever she is.
And things calm down again.
I do like the lack of urgency with this guy. It's like, is she still around? That lady who killed everybody? Oh, man.
Well, get her when you can.
Yeah, he tries to, like, delegate it.
So this is like the modern age, right?
Yeah. Or, modern for when it came out. This is like late 2000s.
I don't think in the late 2000s, Chinese gangsters were wearing body armor with fucking dragons on them.
Yeah, it's a very specific look. I feel like maybe Pelham just, like, hired, like a biker gang that just, decided to go on. Or, like, I guess maybe not even a biker gang. They feel like they're more like motocross, right? Like, it's like a racing uniform.
Yeah, he hired, like, a gang of, like, feudal Chinese, like, recreationists who are very confused.
Oh man,
Right.
I hope we go to a level in America and we fight Civil War guys.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that must exist for other cultures, right? Is this idea of, like, recreating, like, I don't know, the finest moments of your national history?
Oh, yeah. There's fucking Viking markets everywhere here because that's the one thing we got.
Oh, those guys must be very interesting to talk to.
You fucking bet they are, man.
Do you have, I mean, this is definitely a bigger thing in America, I assume. Do you have, like, people who, like, basically, like, live in, like, ancient Viking, like, settlements and try to live, like, honestly to the times?
Yeah, actually, yes.
Okay.
I went past one last week where there was like a major annual event. But yeah, there are definitely places where people, like, you know, primarily on weekends, but still, very
Cool.
much put on like pelts and shit, and probably don't smell very good, but they sure are living their dreams. And hey,
That's so cool.
Is it like one of those things where they're kind of like striving for like accuracy, or is it more like an idealized thing?
I can imagine there's probably both. I imagine there are probably settlements like for both parts, depending on what you're looking for.
Is it like
I think that's beautiful.
fun? Is it like a Ren Fair? Or...
I mean, some of them are. Some of them, like the more major markets. But yeah, that's more like, yeah, market things that are like more just general or like broader themes.
Right, than, like, true, like, recreations.
Yeah.
Because he got one more rat boy for the road. We know he's a real rat boy because he got an entrance.
The limp is right also.
Right.
Where's your boss?
Man, you know, all of this is happening because, you know, you basically destroyed the Ackers family, but the Rat Boy family has it way worse.
Yeah. I feel bad for them. Condolences to them.
Well,
Yeah.
that's what Wet 2 is gonna be about. Still wet.
Right. It's about the revenge of the rat boys, which is the subtitle.
Well, the full title is Wet 2, Still Wet, and then the subtitle is Revenge of the Rat Boys.
Right?
Director's cut.
Ruby has no culture.
You know? I mean, she's going to go to the opera house. Hopefully she'll get some while she's there. I mean, I don't know if she'll be watching the opera, given that she has to kill people on the way, but you know. Oh, he's in maxed health, because we're reaching endgame at this point, and I'm not very good at the game, but we also get our final weapon.
Crossbows?
Dual crossbows. And we have one more dog and pony show to do for it.
I feel like that's kind of a downgrade.
I think the implication with these is that the crossbows are also explosive.
Oh, okay, that's what I was wondering.
okay.
If, like, okay, well, maybe if they shoot explosives or something.
Yeah, like you can see that they're turning into explosions.
Yeah, they put
right?
a JPEG on the screen.
Right. I mean, that's how you show an explosion in this era. They couldn't, like, render an explosion. Come on. What do you think they are? Trillionaires? Bethesda?
Yeah, they're just a bunch of know-nothings.
They don't know anything about guns, crossbows. Name one game that Bethesda put out that probably has a crossbow in it. Like, due to some sort of period accuracy.
Maybe one of those Terminator games.
Wolfenstein takes place in, like, the 1940s. They didn't have guns yet, did they?
Right, I think that's what Einstein always talked about. You know, I don't know what World War III will be fought with, but World War II is fought with crossbows.
Explosive crossbows, to be very specific.
Yeah,
Right.
they had little atom bombs on them.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was actually why they decided to make a bigger one. They're like, oh, these little ones are great. But yeah, it's very weird, because again, they've built out this very large space, but they just kind of make you run the same, like, little lanes in reverse every time. it still makes me wonder, like, there was something else supposed to be here. It wasn't just this.
I can't imagine that this was the only purpose this place was made for, because if it was, that seems like just a complete waste of resources.
Right, they could have built anything else.
Yeah, they could have made, like, another rat boy.
That's right, like, with a whole name, right? Mm-hmm. Get his own introduction. Like, that's the big thing about the previous rat boys, is, like, they're just not treated with any respect.
A rat boy, but who has a giant crossbow.
Oh,
right.
Walks in with an entire fucking arbalest.
Right, it's like a crossbow minigun, like from, I think Shrek had one.
Sure. I'll take your word for it.
Shrek's always eager to shoot people.
Wow, that was really worth the gold medal I got on this one.
Hell yeah.
I think Ruby and the guy from Total Overdose should date.
That'd be a good wet, too. Hold on. I've got a letter to write to Bethesda.
And then they can have a kid and it can be called Child Con Carnage.
Jesus.
Oh man, I almost stopped recording before that bit.
Ah, thank God.